codes verified. Priority 1 message from Starfleet coming in on secured channel.
Favorite shtick.
Talk about that Power Rangers.
Hello,
Can talk about my mom and her broken ankle. Oh, sorry. Did I do that again?
Oh, gee. Oh, gee.
You got to give us a warning when we're about to go live, Elijah.
Oh, it's like I don't, right? It's like I don't say a word. It's like I don't give you.
Well,
a
but you
countdown.
don't do
It's
the
like I don't
3,
say, It's like I don't say 10 seconds.
Yeah, what about the big red button?
No,
Yeah,
we're
what
not
about the big red
recording.
button?
God,
The big
you
red
guys
go
are
live
impossible.
button.
Way to start the day. Way to start.
It's
Way to
okay,
start the
Elijah. Elijah, I'm here. I'm here, and I'm on your side, buddy.
No,
I'm
you're
here,
not.
and I'm on
Don't
your
even
side.
pretend.
No, tonight, I'm on your side.
Oh, well, I'm glad.
He gave
I'm
us
glad.
countdowns. You guys weren't listening. Unprofessional. Unprofessional.
Oh, you've called us out. I'm shamed. Skippy, are you shamed?
I am ashamed. I hate this place.
Well, I'm shamed.
Please.
Look, here's your stapler. Here's your stapler and your guacamole. Leave.
I'll set the Zoom meeting on fire.
I'll set the whole Zoom meeting on fire.
go
All
to
right,
get
so if you guys didn't notice already, filling in for Kat this week is our friend Anthony. We have Legacy Anthony and what would we call you? Is
Legacy
new Anthony?
Tony.
Rerun.
No,
Tony.
Legacy Tony and then rerun
Oh.
rerun Anthony. Is that what it was?
Oh yeah, sure. I don't know. I just got here. I don't know what the old jokes are.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you have Legacy Tony, he could just be Tony.
That's true. That's true.
I'm the one that has to have the adjective.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be Tony Classic. It's just called Tony.
Well, now is Anthony
And now it's on very
Legacy
now
because he's
Oh, God.
technically retired
Yeah.
as a host.
Did he get the Legacy title now?
I think
So-
now, yeah,
Well, I was
maybe.
saying that Tony was the rerun because
Are you
he's
saying
back,
that's
You
true.
think that everything
And
that's
I'm-
old is
Oh,
new again?
okay. Oh, okay. All right. So
and
so
I'm.
you're
right.
Legacy Tony, and I'm rerun Tony.
There we
Sure,
go.
I think
yeah.
that works. I think
As
that
my
works.
mom would say, isn't it interesting how things come back in style?
I am like bell bottoms. I'll take that. I'll take that metaphor, that analogy, and I'll run with it.
Brianna says in Facebook, I came here to chew gum and listen to Anthony James, and I'm all out of chewing gum. nice Duke Nukem reference there, Brianna.
That is yes, that is my friend. That is my friend Bree. Hi Bree.
Hi Bree. Hi Bree.
Hope you're doing safe and the family's doing good.
So thank you everybody for joining us on this Tuesday evening to talk about. We got a lot of Star Trek news for sure. Some great news,
Like
for
one big one.
One big one, and then we have
Like
some
one super big one.
Some interesting news coming out of Star Trek Online. And then we have some news that we can't announce yet, and hopefully you'll hear it on Friday's show. So there's that.
Is
Yeah.
Is the big news Mud's Market?
The big news is Strange New Worlds, and the controversial one is Mud's Market.
Ah.
The arguments we will have.
Are you
and
saying
such.
you will not pay $60 for that?
You know,
It's-
all right. We'll
If
get
there
to
was
it
a
later.
$60
We'll get to it
option, he might pay for that.
We'll
Yeah,
get to it
there's
later.
not a
We'll get to it.
$60
Save it.
options.
Save it.
No.
Save it for. Save it for.
Save it for
Stone
the show.
News.
Save it for the show. Save it for the show. Save it for the show.
Save it for the show. All right.
Save it for the show. Save it for the show.
So, all right. Why don't we get started? We're gonna skip intro because I don't want to ruin the surprise for everybody on Friday. That just means that y'all are gonna have to
Download the podcast.
download the podcast on Friday. And if you have not already, I'm gonna share a little quick and easy link for you to click right now. This, in theory, should open up Priority 1
In
to
practice, even.
a website that will just automatically open your default podcast app if you're watching on your phone, and if you're on your desktop, the link will just take you to a landing page where it'll give you options on where to subscribe and whatnot. It's called Podfollow. It should just make it easy for you all to subscribe, so we encourage you to do so. And you're not going to want to miss Friday's episode if everything goes to plan. So,
I clicked it and it took me to Star Trek Daily News.
Oh, jeez.
You think I'm disruptive? You
So-
think I'm a jerk about this sort of stuff?
well, the nice thing about Star Trek Daily News is that she's part of the Roddenberry network of podcasts, so we encourage you to also check that out over at podcasts.roddenberry.com. Along with Women at Warp, Mission Log, and Shabam. And the Trek Files, Larry Nemechek's Trek Files. All right, let's just jump in. Let's do Trek It Out. We got a lot to cover this week. We didn't assign it, but I think we'll be okay. I will take the first one, and you guys fight amongst yourselves for the rest. All right, hold on.
Are we picking what we're
What?
reading or what we're responding to?
What you're reading,
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Tony?
Oh, sure.
Just
Except I can't do two in a row. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, sure. Good. Yeah, perfect. Great. I like what you've done here.
Actually,
yes,
I don't
yes,
wanna-
Yes, yeah.
Good.
So this
yeah.
one,
I like what
I'm
you've done there.
This one
right.
I'm cutting.
Controversial, but yeah. Okay. Yeah. Even. Okay.
I'm cutting.
I
this
mean,
one.
we're gonna get letters about that, but that's fine too.
What are you talking about?
I don't. I think
People
that's
send
gonna offend
letters?
people. I think there's gonna be some letters that people are gonna be offended by that. Okay.
All right, I don't know what you guys talking about. I'm gonna hit the big red
I'm
button.
just making good radio while you're editing.
Nobody sends letters.
He's on his own.
Remember, we're jumping to Trek It Out. We're not doing.
Check it to email.
Chicken to eat.
All right.
There's talk bad.
Are you guys ready? Oh, we should. Skippy, can you record Zoom, please?
Indeed, I can if you've given me permission.
According to Zoom
Oh, you
conference
have.
call. Have to chicken to email.
Burninating the country.
Wow, I'm like I don't
Roof
remember.
Gallagher's.
I don't remember anything from that show. Last time I saw it was like 20 years ago.
All right, I'm going to hit the big red button for Trek It Out in 3, 2, 1. This is Elijah. Trek It Out, Sync 1.
Go ahead, Anthony. You could be sync. You can be sync too.
Frack.
You're taking Cat's spot. He can be.
Oh
sync two.
my god, I get to be sync too.
You can be sync too. Take it, man. You go. You're the guest.
promoted.
You're our special guest. You can. Go
This
then.
is Anthony. Trek It Out. Sync 2.
Oh, that was. It's like falling off a bike. You know. It just get your eyes
Thank
back on
you,
it.
Tony.
Oh, hey.
Tony would prefer it if you said sync dose, please.
All right,
Yeah,
all right.
or
Moving
sync-
on,
or
moving
sync
on
B.
for the pro
Or okay, so
audio
this is me
editors.
sync 3. This is me sync 3. We need to think
This
these
is
stuff for the blooper
Skippy
reel.
sync 4.
There's stuff for blooper reel, and then there's beating
Yeah.
a dead horse.
Oh, it's dead. Super
All
dead.
right.
And now bruised.
Trek It Out in 3, 2. So, we got some interesting news over this last week about a new production, some new show that CBS All Access is producing. Something about Christopher Pike? Yeah, I think so. I think it had something to do with Christopher Pike. Yeah, it does! We are getting a Pike series. Praise the great bird of the galaxy. It features Spock and Number 1 and the Enterprise. Sorry. On Friday, May 15th, On Friday, May 15th, Viacom CBS made the official announcement that Anson Mount's Christopher Pike would be getting his own series. Along with a brief description of the upcoming show titled Star Trek Strange New Worlds, we were treated to a video featuring the show's 3 stars, the aforementioned Mount, Ethan Peck, and Rebecca Romaine. In the video, the trio thanked fans for their continued support, and Mount promised, quote, "We're going to get to work on a classic Star Trek show that deals with optimism and the future. And I guess there's only one more thing to say. Hit it." End quote. The series executive producers include Alex Kurtzman, Akiva Goldsman, Jenny Lumet, Henry Alonso Myers, Heather Caden, and our very own friend to the show, Roddenberry. And our very own friend of the show, it's 2 people.
Just read the copy.
Yeah, shut up.
Just read the copy.
And our very own Rod Roddenberry and Trevor Roth. The premiere story was hashed out by Alex Kurtzman, Akiva Goldsman, and Jenny Lumet, and Goldsman gets the screenplay credit. Star Trek's captain and man at the helm, Alex Kurtzman, said in a release, quote, When we said we heard the fans' outpouring of love for Pike, number 1, and Spock, when we said we heard the fans' outpouring of love for Pike, number 1, and Spock when they boarded Star Trek Discovery last season, we meant it. These iconic characters have a deep history in Star Trek canon, yet so much of their stories has yet to be told. With Akiva and Henry at the helm, the Enterprise, its crew, and its fans are in for an extraordinary journey to the new front. Its crew and its fans are in for an extraordinary journey to new frontiers in the Star Trek universe. End quote. Now, no release date has been announced, but the project was given a series order, and it sounds like the premiere script is ready to go. We're getting a Pike series. How exciting is that? Go ahead. The show notes.
So, how awesome is it that they actually listened to us fans? I mean, that rarely ever happens, aside from the Sonic movie, and now Star Trek: Strange New Worlds.
I don't know. Wow. That's the example you ought to go with, the Sonic movie.
It's the only example we have, Tony. When was the last time fans spoke up and we actually got something? You know,
I gotta admit, the Sonic movie turned out better than it would have been.
Oh, absolutely. And now,
you're talking about the edits.
But there's
talking
no
about the
way
edits to the Sonic movie.
Yes.
Okay, now that. Okay, all right, that goes. All right, that scans. I got that. I got you now. I follow you.
And we're getting the Star Trek show that a lot of fans want to see, and what everybody hoped Discovery was going to be, and what everybody hoped Picard was.
Yes, bingo. That second one is that's what we're going with. Yeah, exactly. This is back when we first started talking about Discovery on this show years and years ago now. I said, why do this? If you're going to do this pre-Kirk time, either go all in pre-Kirk time and bring back all the old faces, or leave it alone and just let it be its own thing and go off and do something different. And they mixed it all up and mashed it all up, and now they're sort of taking a second bite of the apple.
Let's there's still a lot to talk about with Strange New Worlds, like Akiva's thing, so let's save a lot of the conversation until we're done. And
so you're saying stop talking?
Stop talking and then let Anthony go.
We interrupt this compelling conversation for more script.
No, we have more to talk about. There's more to talk about it. So I don't want to wear us down and then us trying to be like, and it's gonna be great. How many different ways can we say that?
Well, isn't this whole show going to be about how great Strange New Worlds is going to be? I'm
Shut
pretty
up
sure that's
and just
going to be
go
the
on
through
reading.
line.
Oh my god.
Man, and I thought you used to get upset at me during the show. Like, wow.
Hey, dude.
I have,
shut
like-
up, man. You're gonna be the good guy in this show. You already called it. Me
I
and
have,
Skiffy are
like-
gonna antagonize him for the entire time.
I should have taken a Xanax before this tonight's
Man,
show.
I'm so sorry, Elijah. I'm so sorry. I genuinely feel bad right now.
Make mine a double.
One of the architects of the upcoming Strange New Worlds, Akiva Goldsman, sat down with Variety to talk a bit more about the project. Goldsman, geez, they're wonderful.
Here we go.
There's a lot of G's and S's in this. Goldman. His goal is to get
Hugh.
what?
Hugh. H-E-W. Yeah, Hugh.
Is to hew. Oh, is to hew. Okay. His goal is to hew closer to the original series. Quote, "We're going to try to harken back to some classical Trek values, to be optimistic and to be more episodic." By the way, I owe Jake an apology. Obviously, we will take advantage of the serialized nature of character and story building. But I think our plots will be more closed-ended. Than you've seen in either Discovery or Picard, end quote. Goldsman continued, quote, "I imagine it to be closer to the original series than even DS9. We can really tell closed-ended stories. We can find ourselves in episodes that are tonally of a piece," end quote. But Goldsman clarified that this won't be exactly like the episodic adventures of years past, telling Variety, quote, "I think one thing that we always struggled with as fans was that Kirk is heartbroken at the loss of Edith Keeler in City on the Edge of Forever and has to be just fine the next week. I think what we want to do is keep the characters having moved through and recognizing the experiences they've had in previous episodes, but to be able to tell contained episodic stories," end quote. For more from Goldsman and a bit from series star Ethan Peck, follow the link in our show notes.
What does he mean by
hope
closer to the
to-
original series than DS9?
I hope to God that he sticks to what he's saying here. That we are going to see a marriage of episodic television with serialized subplots or character arcs, like he said himself. Kirk is heartbroken at the end of City on the Edge of Forever, and we never really revisit that in future episodes of TOS. And
I want to
given the style of that era, TOS could have gone on for 2 or 3 more seasons, and we still wouldn't have learned anything more about his feelings toward it. So
I want to answer Skiffy's question.
Well,
Can I
hold on.
answer
When I'm
Skippy's
done,
question?
wait. When I'm done, can
Oh, I gotta
Skippy
wait for you to be
re-ask
done.
that?
Okay.
Just,
Okay.
and I want to give a shout out to Ken from Chicago because he put it, pretty nicely. He called it sandwich cereals, right? And I tried to Google it. I didn't see that that's an official term, but it kind of makes sense, right? You think of older shows that have been successful and have run for several seasons, even the procedurals like SVU or Criminal Minds, and then bring it closer to home, the Orville, which is very episodic, but has these strings that connect these characters throughout the season and the series. And so I'm really hoping that we see that with Strange New Worlds.
So
Skiffy,
what
you'll need to re-ask
exactly-
that question.
So what exactly does he mean by closer to the original series than even DS9? I have never put those two shows in the same league as each other.
So DS9 is like the poster boy for trying to be serialized, but in an episodic world. That they were new and groundbreaking, kind of in TV with that thing. So, but TOS, at least in the Star Trek world, is in this example here, kind of the paradigm or the paragon of episodic television. They don't remember where they were last week, so they could show them in any order in syndication. It didn't matter. So, but what he's saying here is that you take DS9, which was sort of breaking the mold and moving it more towards serialized. We're gonna not even go that far. We're gonna be a notch more episodic and less serialized than what you saw at DS9. And again, I mean, let's like Elijah said, we hope he stays with that. If it's going to be truly episodic.
You know, it's funny because everybody argues about Discovery not being like the other shows and whatever. I hope that you're right, Tony, and I hope that it does come to fruition that he does stick to this, because like Elijah said, because then it sets itself apart from Discovery, and then I think people will enjoy Discovery more knowing that they have a more traditional Trek show to visit. And I think that I hope they do more of the character driven stuff underneath being serialized, and keep the sort of monster of the week or planet of the week the episodic part.
And it will, like you said, it'll differentiate this show from the other shows they've got going. And that's important too, because one of the things that is commonly said is that people got tired of Star Trek by the time Enterprise rolled around. There's like almost too much Star Trek going at the same time. But this will make this thing a unique piece, and it might be easier to catch new fans this way. If you can just throw on an episode or tell them just watch episode 4. Episode 4 is a good one. Just watch that and see if you like it. And if you dig it, you can go back and watch all the other ones. Then you can go back and decide if you want to binge the whole thing. So I think, and this is going towards a library strategy for CBS, Paramount, whatever the company is going to wind up being, Viacom. This will be a entry into their library that people can just like reach in like a handful of Skittles, just grab it and go.
And the other thing too is, when Discovery came on and there was such a reaction to that, all of a sudden Enterprise started getting love from everyone,
comparatively speaking.
Well, that's what I mean. And I think I'm interested to see that if a similar thing happens for Discovery once this show comes on. I think we're
You mean
gonna
it's kind
could,
of Star Wars
but I'm not
episodes
gonna
1, 2,
elaborate.
and 3 are way better now that 7, 8, and 9 are out?
Well, you bring up a good point, Anthony. That's actually a follow-up question I was going to ask, is that would it have been better to have started this television reboot of Star Trek with a series like what is being described by Akiva Goldsman for Star Trek Strange New Worlds, right? Because, Discovery was a crazy departure from what we've come to see in television for Star Trek. And yeah, it got mixed reviews, but I would argue that it got more negative reviews from the community than it did positive reviews.
Well, Elijah, let's not also forget that Discovery Season 1 was a steaming hot mess behind the scenes, too.
Yes.
Huge.
Even the beginning of Season 2 was a mess behind the scenes.
Are we excited about this because of the quality of content we have been able to consume thus far?
Well,
like, is that what is influencing our excitement? I mean, yes, Anson Mount is, just some of the best casting I've ever seen for a character. But are we jaded a little bit? Is it like, well, anything's better than?
No, for me, no. I love Discovery. In fact, Discovery is possibly my favorite Star Trek show of all time. Okay, maybe second to TNG, but
okay. All right.
But here's the thing: is that I think you needed to do something drastically different to reboot having Star Trek on television. You needed something drastically different. What I love about this show is that it's coming from an organic place. There was no intention to have this show when Discovery Season 2 wrapped. But fans want to know more about these characters. We want to revisit these characters. We want to go on these journeys with these characters. And the creative team is responding and saying, okay, let's do that. And this show is coming from an organic place. And I think instantaneously it's going to be better and more well received just because of that.
It's benefiting from two strong things. One of them, Anthony is touching on. One of them is they've learned from Season 1 of Discovery, Season 2 of Discovery, and Season 1 of Picard. This is basically Season 4 of new Star Trek time. So if, the usual adage, it takes a Star Trek show 3 seasons to find itself, guess what? This is Season 4 from this production team, sort of, right? The first season was bad behind the scenes and, in my view, not in everyone's view, but in my view, and on camera. Kind of like the first season of TNG. All right. The second season got a little better. Riker got a beard. Okay. You know, I mean, the second season, they sort of found themselves a little bit more. Second season of Discovery, we got Pike. Okay. People are like, hey, I kind of dig that. Third season, Picard. We're starting to find some characters. The whole back end of the production thing seems to be clicking now, right? We didn't hear any stories about how things were weird on the Picard production. So like the back office is kind of running smoothly now. Now we've got season 1 of Strange New Worlds coming out. This is season 4. This is the production team's got things figured out. The back end's all working, and they know what kind of stories they want to tell on the front of the screen. They want to know what the series is going to be about. We're seeing the benefits of that. I hope. Fingers crossed.
Now, imagine if you dare, not only getting Strange New Worlds, but also getting the incomparable Jeffrey Combs as part of the crew. Star Trek Twitter presence Andorian Soup has dared to imagine just that. On May 16th, Andorian Soup, whose avatar is Shran from Star Trek Enterprise, posted a side-by-side photo of Jeffrey Combs and John Hoyt, the actor who played ship physician and Pike confidant Dr. Philip Boyce in The Cage. The resemblance between the two actors is certainly undeniable. So, what are the chances that the prolific actor could play the wise doctor? According to Combs, not high. Replying to Andorian Soup's Twitter post, Combs himself said, quote, "Thank you. Nice thought, but the chasm between what fans want and what studios want make the chance of it happening slim to none." And Slim left town. End quote.
Aww.
That doesn't mean the Star Trek veteran wouldn't be interested. When asked if he'd be open to the possibility, Combs replied, quote, "Of course, I'd love Star Trek. Star Trek is life." End quote.
Did he just do a Victory is Life parody?
Yes, he did.
By the way, did anybody tell him that the whole reason we have this show is because fans begged for it?
He may not have.
He may not have. He may not know.
The chasm between chasm. The chasm between what fans want and what the studio is willing to do is a lot smaller than he realizes.
Well, I'm gonna put a pin in that statement until we see this season of Strange New Worlds and find out if you're actually right on that. But yes,
Could be. Yeah.
hopefully.
And by the way, if you want a little taste of what Jeffrey Combs would be like as Dr. Boyce, watch Transformers Prime, the animated show Transformers Prime. He plays the Dr. Ratchet in that series, and he's fantastic. He would be great in this role.
Well, he looks just like him. That picture,
does.
it's friggin' spooky. Yeah, no, it's and he's been around so much Star Trek, and they kept inviting him back for all the series, so he must be okay to work with and get along with. People must like him. So I gotta say, you could do a lot worse than casting that guy.
That's true. Well, that leads us to our first community question this week. Would you like to see Jeffrey Combs play Dr. Boyce? Let us know in the comments section for this episode at PriorityOnePodcast.com or by replying to our community question post on our social media channels like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
So we are obviously excited for the newly announced Strange New Worlds. There were other interesting Trek nuggets for our proverbial dipping. Are we still trying to do Trek nuggets? Are we still trying to make that a thing? Oh,
Yes, that one's good.
No.
Oh,
I
it
like
is a
Trek
thing.
No,
It is
no,
a thing.
Don't
Great,
like that.
guys. Now I'm hungry. Thanks.
There were other interesting Trek nuggets for our proverbial dipping that did not include Pike and the gang. This week, Sir Patrick Stewart sat down with Gold Derby to discuss his experience with his Trek offering, Star Trek Picard. Sir Patrick reiterated his initial hesitation for playing the legendary captain again, but revealed that he thought season 1 may be his last time doing so. Stewart recalled reading the script for the series finale, saying, quote, the writers had been...
Sure.
I didn't catch it in time. I didn't save it, didn't pull it out.
Didn't see ya. By the
Stewart
way,
recalled-
last week you made me re-say a phrase, and when I heard it in the edit, and when I heard it like the original raw file recording, I didn't mess up.
You go back and listen to the raw recording?
Sometimes I have to edit something, so I have to go back. Yeah. All right, moving on.
Why did you go back and listen to the raw recording?
So he could prove you wrong.
Oh,
it just so
okay.
happened-
Oh,
it
that
just-
makes sense.
It just so happens that I
I'll
needed
get
to.
him.
I wanted,
I'll find
I wanted
a
that to
moment.
come out. Yeah, I
No,
wanted
it-
that to come out.
It
Thank you,
just so
Anthony. Thank you.
happened that I needed to look for something, and it was.
He
that
works
spot.
from home now. He's got the time.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
This is a great episode
Sorry.
for Cat to be gone.
This
Just
is gonna be
perfect.
so good. Okay.
So great. So great.
Stuart recalled reading this. I can't do it. Okay, hold on. Stuart recalled reading the script for the series finale.
Okay, Sean Connery.
No, that's this. This is Sean Connery.
All right. Moving on. Bidet.
Stuart recalled reading the script for the series finale, saying, quote, "The writers had been a little bit undercover about that aspect of how series 1 was going to end. I learned it from reading the script, and when I saw that Picard collapsed and died when he was on that alien planet, I thought, oh my lord, I'm being written out of the show. Instead, Picard lives on with an artificial life inside me, but not a subservient, cruel one like the Borg. Well, we shall see. We don't know how Picard will with this new condition. I'm going to go ahead and insert the word live in there.
Well, hold
We
on.
don't know how Picard will live with this new condition that has become part of his life." End quote. Stewart also teased what's to come in season 2, telling Gold Derby, quote, "There are startling events predicted in season 2. I'm so excited about them because it's taking season 1. Yeah. Because it is taking season 1 from where we were. I'm going to change this and put an E in there.
I mean, he copies and
Okay.
pastes it, so it must be.
So then someone has a terrible editor at the magazine that he's taking this copy from. Because it is taking season 1 from where we were, we aren't going to be covering the same ground. And it's going to be, I think, extraordinary. I'm very excited about it. End quote. For a full link to the video interview, be sure to check out the show notes.
I still think the ending of season 1 should have been different, but that's okay.
I want Rescue Rangers. I want Captain Picard's Rescue Rangers.
I agree with Skiffy. I think we're seeing a lot of this existential, what is the soul, what is artificial intelligence, and how does artificial intelligence play into elongating our lives. I mean, Hulu, I believe, was the one who just released a new show called Upload. Then you have Devs, which was an Amazon Prime show that also starred Alison Pill. There's a lot of this,
Altered Carbon.
Altered Carbon. There's a lot of this
Let's not
technology
forget the movie
merging.
that started it all, The Matrix.
Yes,
Drink!
and we cannot forget the Matrix. Well, no, because in the Matrix, if you died in the Matrix, you died in real life. The concept of these certain sci-fi franchises is that you never die. You can be your consciousness could be uploaded. Now, all right, don't get me started on Matrix 3 and what's with Neo and maybe 11. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. But
I didn't even realize there was a Matrix.
They'll cover that in Matrix 4.
I know. But yeah, we're seeing a lot of this, and I don't know. I feel like I'm with him. Maybe he should have been written out.
I mean, Star Wars did it too, so it's just it's tired at this point.
Well, one of the things that Akiva Goldsman said in an interview after season 1 was that the whole reason why they put Picard in the body is because they wanted to show that the synths were marginalized, and what better way to show them as equals than to put the most human character in Star Trek into a synthetic body. Now, that's wonderful, and that made me re-look at the finale in a whole new light. I wish they would have communicated that in the episode, because I felt like that was not strongly communicated to me. So I'm hoping that that's what they're referring to when they're talking about how things continue in season 2, that it's more about, the synths fighting for equality and not being so marginalized, and Picard being a spokesperson or something along those lines. I'm hoping that that's where they're going with this, but we'll have to.
I was kind of hoping season 2 would just departure from that entire story and do something 100% different.
I agree.
I'm hoping they do something different also, but I'm assuming there will be lingering effects from this, and so have to see how that.
Yeah, maybe
plays out.
maybe they'll do that whole. Jake, our producer, had a great line when we talked about Strange New Worlds in our chat. He said it's episodic TV with a memory, right? Like it's shows that are encapsulated, but if you're watching continuously, you'll catch bits and pieces that refers back to this thing that happened. And so maybe we'll get a show about them rescuing a synth someplace, and everyone will kind of look over to Picard, and he'll go, "Well, I got a few things to say about that." It'll refer to itself, but it won't be about that. Won't be the main thrust of things.
Well, that's the thread. That's the entire thread of Picard's Borg history. Like,
yes,
anytime the Borg come
good
up,
example.
oh yeah, I've got some insight on that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, captains, that's all the news we have to trek out this week. Now let's find out what happened in the world of Star Trek gaming. Everybody hit stop. You guys for hurting cats today.
Hey, don't group me in with the cats. Don't group me in with those guys.
No, because these two are. It's like a play date. These two are like kids excited that their friend came over to play.
Skiffy, how are we doing on making Anthony look like the good guy? Are we doing okay, Skiffy? Are we doing good?
After being in quarantine all this time, it's like, oh, look, Bobby can come over. Yay!
Who's Bobby, and why is he not here right now?
Yeah, where's Bobby? Who's this Bobby guy? I want to meet him. I haven't met any new people lately because it's been quarantining time.
I think I'm Bobby in this analogy. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, he could be. Yeah, Anthony could be Bobby.
Actually, you know what? You guys make good. Go ahead and make good radio.
I thought we were.
I can't do it when you tell me to.
Why did you interrupt us making good radio?
Yeah, we were doing just fine without you.
Oh, actually, you know what? We have to do closing at the end too, or off air too.
Intro.
And closing.
With the intro.
Closing and intro.
Don't we always do
Really?
closing at the end?
I meant off air.
Off air. Yeah, at the end of the recording session, not necessarily at the end of the live session.
Is this 461?
Yeah.
Yep.
Is there something in closing that teases something?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a thing.
Oh. I didn't see it written. That's why I was asking.
Secrets.
Settle down, Bobby.
wait, but oh yeah, I'm Bobby.
you're
I'm
Bobby.
I'm Bobby.
What about Bob?
Oh, I love that movie, by the way.
I do too.
Such a great movie. Did you see anybody see?
Panda.
I missed it.
Hey, Panda, do you want me to address you by name in the closing credits when I add you as a support staff, or do I just refer to you as Advisory Panda? Let me know. Let me know in the comment section for this episode. I'm kidding.
What's Advisory Panda
DM
doing?
me on Discord.
Elijah.
How was he being?
Story.com.
How was he being?
He's helping Shane take care of gaming news.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
Why aren't you guys talking?
Oh, should we still keep
You had
making good
so
radio, or
much,
should you
you
want
had
to
so
stop
much
doing
shit to say.
Well, you
We
only
only
when
have
you're
stuff to say
talking,
when it's
apparently.
not. Yeah, exactly. Only when it's not.
Oh, I
it's
see.
Good.
I
You know,
see.
it's when you want us to talk. That's boring. That's not fun at all.
Shoot, my settings got reset. Do we save in 44.1 or 48K?
44.1. Mine changed too, actually.
I'm going to blame
Update without
Audition
people
then, because
knowing?
I had an update earlier this week.
Interestingly enough, I didn't update, but I've been seeing a lot of that weird shit happening with Windows recently. Like Zoom will change.
Well, I'm on a Mac, so that's not the culprit in this
whatever.
case. Zoom's been pushing updates every couple
It's
days
Skynet.
too. So. It is.
Skynet.
It's Skynet. We're all doomed because of Skynet. Let's hope that we get this, the season of Star Trek before Skynet comes.
By the way, wouldn't
Before
season
Skynet comes. Have you heard
Tony?
of Google?
Wouldn't season 4 of your mythical seasons be Discovery season 3?
All right, I'm ready.
Because that comes out before.
Yep, that could be that might be, but you're lucky I counted season 1 or 2 of Discovery as Star Trek at all. That's my response to that.
Wow.
We can fight. We can have a fight. That's okay with me.
By the way, can I just tell you that's the whole reason I wanted to join the show was because of your opinion of Star Trek Discovery.
To fight me? See,
And I was so
inspiration-
disappointed. I was so disappointed that I was replacing you.
Oh,
instead of
listen,
joining you.
Inspiration takes many forms.
Yeah.
Forms.
I miss the form with the goatee.
I'm sure it'll
That
be
was
back.
That was Mirror Tony.
Yeah, like
No,
every
this is weird,
podcast
Tony.
co-host, Jeff over on Guard Frequency has insisted a couple of times that it come back. He says he doesn't.
Oh,
he doesn't
did I
like. He
freeze?
doesn't like. This is Mirror Tony. He says this is Mirror Tony. Regular Tony has the goatee. Mirror Tony is clean shaven.
Oh, did
Anthony,
I freeze?
your video did freeze.
Oh yeah, your video cut out.
So yeah, I
Ah,
guess.
it doesn't feel too good,
gross.
does it?
Can you guys hear me though?
Yeah, we hear you
Oh,
fine.
now,
Now
we
you're
see it.
orange.
He's turned orange.
That's
You're all orange.
That's my nighttime mask. I put an orange blend on.
Oh.
Now you're green.
Oh, what is happening? Did the camera?
Oh, just a Technicolor. You
Not only
gotta
are
come
you
with an
green, you're super
epilepsy
green.
warning.
No, I think it's a Zoom thing because I just turned green for me.
no.
Way to go, Zoom.
I was changing cameras. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I think the did the battery?
Oh.
Webcam utility beta.
Webcam utility
Well, there's
beta.
your problem. You're using a beta for.
You're using a
for
beta
production
They only
product.
software?
they only have it's only in beta right now. The Canon.
They literally just released it like a week ago.
I'm just gonna go ahead and point this out there that my Sony camera has this as a built-in feature. It doesn't.
Did you tell about your
Anthony,
Bulgarian
you need
joystick?
One of these. You need a
Skiffy?
video mixer.
Did you tell about
There
your
we go.
Bulgarian joystick, Skippy?
No, but I think I found a way to actually buy one because they're really
Oh,
hard to get.
is
If
it
you
on the
buy
black
them
market?
and have them shipped to Belarus or Kazakhstan, you can get them like very quickly. So if anybody out there lives in Belarus or Kazakhstan and wouldn't mind forwarding me some mail,
What are you talking about? Are you buying drugs?
No, it's
All right,
worse.
this is
A
a-
joystick.
It's worse.
It's worse than drugs.
It's
a
more.
joystick for-
It's more expensive, and his wife wouldn't leave him.
and rarer
Drugs.
and harder to manufacture, apparently. Yeah.
All right, I am ready when you guys are.
We've been ready. We're making good radio. That's your
Oh,
request.
oh.
I'm ready,
Direction.
Elijah.
Thank
I'm
you,
patiently
thank
waiting
you,
for
Anthony.
these guys.
Bobby's ready to go.
Thank you.
He's set.
All
why
right,
we
I'm
like
going to
Bob.
hit the big red button in 3, 2, 1.
Oh no!
Oh. All right, stop and clear your dicks.
this is what happens. He doesn't have a big red button. You just confused poor Bobby.
Shut up, Skiffy. That horse is dead. It's gone. I buried it.
I
It's
still
8
thought it was hilarious. I thought it was
20 feet
great
under.
radio.
I'm ready now. I apologize. I apologize. I'm
Don't
sorry.
worry, Anthony. You're good. You're good. You're good.
It's
these-
working, Skippy.
They're
gonna
friends.
hit-
They're finally getting along.
I'm gonna hit the big red button.
blame the
in
quarantine.
3, 2, 1. This is Elijah. Stone News Sync 1.
This is Anthony. Star Trek Online News Sync 2.
This is Tony. Stowe News. Sync 3.
This is Skippy Stowe News Sync 4. I love you all.
Stone News in 3, 2.
Well, it's a slow news week for Star Trek gaming, but there's one very big talking point from Star Trek Online. In a Stone News blog posted May 19th, Ambassador Cal...
It's fine. Yeah, it's fine.
Ambassador Cal. In a Stone News blog posted May 19th, Ambassador Kel announced the latest new offerings from Mud's Market. And according to the blog itself, quote, "It's one of our craziest bundles ever," end quote.
I
In the
could hear
usual-
him saying it that way. I almost want to
Yeah,
reach
no,
out to
it's great.
Ambassador
That's
Cal.
perfect.
I want to
That's
reach out. I'm going to ask him to, you know what? I'm going to text him. I'm going to be like, yo, I need you to record something for me. I need you to just record that one line of you saying, it's our craziest
so-
bundle ever.
So I don't know if we've ever done this before, but it's the craziest bundle ever.
This is one of those weeks that we should have
I don't-
prepared
I don't-
for a
I don't know if
commercial,
I could
like
talk
a
about this.
crazy.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Come on down to Mud's Market ship lot. We got tier 6 ships. We got tier 5
you sound like Morty.
ships. I have no idea who that is. but
I know
okay.
you do. All right, let's go.
Okay, Morty. Okay, Morty. Time to do the show.
Do me a favor, just take it from and according.
And according, you didn't like my craziest bundles ever?
Just give me the regular one, just in case.
Holy crap!
Dude, stop it! Stop it! You're the good guy. Remember? Be the good guy.
You're losing me. You're losing me. I'm going to the dark side.
Great. 3 against 1 tonight. Great.
Bobby is quickly turning into Robert.
In the usual Mud's Market style, the bundle. Oh no, I'm sorry. And according to the blog itself, quote, it's one of our craziest bundle. It's one of our craziest bundles ever.
Could you?
sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
No, you should really try to be the good guy. Skiffy and I just laid the groundwork for you. You're ruining it.
Oh man, he's mad
Ruining
now.
All you had to do is put it on cruise
Guys,
control and coast her in.
You just had to coast. Just coast.
Oh shit, that was a bill.
Don't worry,
Not
they'll still
anymore.
take your money. Yeah.
Looks like
All
it's
right.
half off.
God. All right. Come on.
Oh no,
Oh,
Skippy,
crap.
why?
Oh, crap.
Okay, no, I can do this. And according to the blog itself, quote, it's one of our. According to the blog itself, quote, it's one of our craziest bundles ever.
Who am I giving this one to? Tiniest paper ever.
Hang on. All right.
That's
Okay.
what brings him down, a dad joke? Oh, man.
And according.
I really hope our special guest this week isn't like researching the show and watching us live right now.
This won't be
I
released.
really hope. Really hope.
And according to the blog itself, quote, it's one of our craziest bundles ever, end quote. In the usual Muds Market style, the bundle's listed with two prices. There's the so-called regular price, which is 29,500 Zen, or nearly $300 in cash. Then there's the
Wait,
sale
did
price.
you mean to deliver it like that with the?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, is that okay?
Try it again.
You want me to give
I
you
like
the
it.
regular one?
No.
just in
No.
case?
I get it, but it just didn't come through. It sounded like you. It just sounded like do it again.
I was
Give me
too
more.
good. I acted too well. is
No.
what you're-
I need you. I
My
need you to actually
performance
be
was
more.
too believable.
I need
My
you to be
performance
more.
was too believable.
No. I just need you to be more.
need- Not
All right,
good.
Actually, I want to. No, try it again. I liked it. It came off like you were making a mistake and not.
Okay.
And also, for those of you in the chat, I changed us to 4 window. I mean the chat. I'm gonna disable the chat on the stream. I just kind of want to see what you guys think of it while you're watching live.
That's
All
what
right,
Guard Frequency does during their live shows.
I don't give a
Oh
shit what
no!
Guard Frequency does.
Oh no!
We do a lot of things different over there. Maybe it's better. Maybe it's not. Who's to
All right.
say?
There's the so-called regular price, which is 29,500 Zen, or nearly 300 in cash. Then there's the sale price, at which the bundle is available to players until May 26th, which is 14,750 Zen, or nearly $150 in cash. So, what does that significant investment get you? That's where this bundle gets really interesting. Because, unlike other Muds Market offerings, this bundle is all about choices. You get to choose 3 of these 6 items each time you purchase the bundle. The Amari class Heavy Escort Tier 6, a Temporal Science Vessel Tier 6 account-wide reclaim of faction appropriate ship, meaning that once you claim this from this bundle, each character on your account can claim the appropriate faction ship. The Temporal Destroyer Tier 6, also account-wide reclaim of faction-appropriate ship. 2 Zen Store Tier 6 ships at 100% off. 10 Ultimate Tech Upgrades. Or 1 Phoenix Prize Epic. Or 1 Phoenix Prize Pack Epic token. So, when you're purchasing the bundle and claim your 3 choices, any ship's chosen.
So take it from so.
So
And hang on. We better. This copy is a little confusing to me. The prize pack token turns into a ship, but that's not account wide.
I was just going to bring that up.
Yeah,
Why-
so we probably had to edit that just a bit.
do we want to edit it, or do we want to make that?
I can add that at the end when I mention it again.
Well, what I meant to say
Yeah,
was
put it at the
can
end
we-
of the sentence here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
The end of this paragraph.
I think we should do it right in this sentence because that people are going to have. I have questions now. Just reading that sentence.
I'm going to
I have
change it.
questions.
The chosen, the chosen ship options.
Yeah, any tier 6. Well, no, hold on. The 3 tier 6. Well, no, not even all 3 of them, just the 2. Which we should probably say something
No.
like
You can reclaim the Amory. That's reclaimable, but it doesn't have matching other faction options.
And also the Zen-
Amory
and it's not a
class
count-
you get on all factions you're on. You can reclaim it an unlimited number of times on any character. It just will not be a different version of that ship. If
Right.
You're on KDF versus.
So there's no
Fed.
faction. There's no faction appropriate one for that.
Correct.
Okay,
and then-
but it's reclaimable.
The
for
two
the
Zen
whole
Store
account.
ships. The 2 Zen Store ships should also be account wide because
Also true.
that's typically how they've been doing the coupons. Is you get
It's
it
o-
account wide.
the odd one out is the Phoenix prize pack. You get a
And-
token that's treated like a normal Phoenix prize pack token, which is a character unlock.
Right. So that's the part. That's the part where you
Okay.
will choose a ship out of the prize pack. That's the part that's making.
You know what?
Like,
Can we let's stop
Ship's
recording?
chosen except for the prize pack. What?
I hate to say it, but this is going really. I don't know. What do you think?
no, just the audio editor. You just cut this chunk out. Just cut it out. Just like chunk it out.
All right,
So,
I'm just gonna
so-
I'm just gonna pick it up from the last bullet point with the additions. One Phoenix prize pack epic token, which, when used, is only available
As a character unlock.
as a character unlock. Thank you. So when you've
You-
purchased,
That was like, what? It just was too staggered. Can you deliver that one more time?
well,
No, it sounded. Just trust me.
Can we
One-
cut this and just do it in discussion?
That's what I was.
I
Well,
wanted
if you
to at the
guys
end
didn't
when I
let
mentioned it
me,
again.
If I had finished my thought.
but Tony said I had to do it now.
I didn't say you had to do it now. I said when I read that sentence, it didn't make any sense to me, and that's why I wanted to edit the sentence. And then it turned into the discussion.
I'm so confused.
There
Where's
you go.
Jake? Jake, fix our script.
It
Jake,
wasn't
fix the
it was-
script.
It was Shane.
So, here.
Or one Phoenix prize pack epic token, which, when used, God damn it, what's the?
How far
Or-
are we into it? Yeah, all right, we're pretty far. Never mind.
10.
I mean, we're more than halfway
yeah,
done
yeah,
with
yeah.
Stone News right now.
All right.
Or one Phoenix prize pack epic token, which, when used, will only, which when you. Or one Phoenix prize pack epic token, which will unlock a character locked ship. So, when you've purchased the bundle and claimed your 3 choices, any ships chosen will be forever reclaimable on all of your characters. So, when you've purchased the bundle and claimed your 3 choices, any ships chosen will be forever reclaimable on all of your characters, with the exception of using the Phoenix prize epic token. You can also purchase the bundle as many times as you want. So, purchasing the bundle twice will get you all 6 choices. And subsequent purchases of the bundle after that will get you more tier 6 ship coupons, ultimate tech upgrades, and Phoenix and epic Phoenix prize tokens. That is, if you want to spend $450 or more on Star Trek Online.
Sure,
Skiffy.
who doesn't?
So, when I first read this, one of the first things I think about is are these ships that I'm going to use? Most of the time, my play style sticks to one ship, right? I will switch ships to pick up a mastery trait or to pick up some type of console that works well with my play style. So, or if the only time I would switch a ship is if it's like really pretty or way better than what I'm currently using. And the prettiness factor matters quite a bit. I know you guys know what I'm talking about.
Space
So-
Barbie is the end
Space
game.
Barbie.
It really is. And that Temporal Destroyer is it's a sleek looking ship. For $150 when this first launches for that limited time, all right, the ships are nice. I don't know that any of the traits or consoles are worth that much. But add that to the 2 Zen Store tokens, 100% coupons, and then 10 ultimate tech prizes, which that's reasonable. But oh, wait a minute. I thought how many Phoenix prize pack tokens are there?
You get one.
One per,
but you have to choose 3 of these things. You only get 3 out of the 6 when you buy the bundle. You don't
I
get
don't
the
think
6.
you can pick the same thing twice. So you can't get 3 epic prize pack tokens from one $150 purchase. You'd have to buy it 3 times to get 3.
Correct.
I think. I don't know because we haven't seen the mechanic yet.
So, all right, so let me get this straight. You get a Phoenix prize, you get 2 prize tokens, one of them applicable to, or you just get a ship?
No.
You choose the ship and then you...
No,
right,
you get
the option to
Phoenix
select the
token.
ship.
You're talking about
you
just
get-
the Phoenix token?
Okay, hold on. Let me rephrase this. All right, so just to clarify, when you purchase this bundle, you'll have the option to select the ship in addition to also receiving an epic Phoenix prize token.
You get
The option to pick 3 of anything in that list.
You get 3 of anything in this list.
And I assume you can't pick the same thing more than once.
Okay.
Pretend you're going to a banquet and they say, here's the appetizer, the entree, and the dessert. You can pick any 3. If you want to have an appetizer and entree, that's fine, but you can't pick the same appetizers.
There
You've
are
got to
6
pick 3 things
There
on
are
this
6
list.
menu items. You can pick 3 of them.
Yes.
And you see this whole, with the magic of post production and the remarkable editing skills of someone like Roscoe, who I probably assigned this to.
Brandon Dan.
Brandon Dan.
Brandon Dan, come on down.
There's a bit of a problem with these announcements, and we're seeing this kind of get worse and worse over time. Either somebody's not proofreading, or they're rushing this out, and then instead of receiving it with, mild apprehension or the typical gamer apprehension of, oh, this is just, pay to win kind of things. What we're dealing with now is massive confusion, right? I mean, you turn to the Priority 1 Armada and there's confusion there, the way it's announced, all these things that needed a little more finessing in its description on the blog post.
In fact, it was so confusing that Ambassador Cal had to post at least once, if not twice, in different places, clarifying what the information was meant to say.
That's all that aside. That's the marketing side. What I'd like to ask the panel here is this a good deal? And let's forget the 300. We all know that the Muds Market regular pricing is just a shtick. I mean,
I still have an issue with that marketing technique, but yes.
Yeah, we've had that discussion, I think, a couple of times, but we just know that that's how it is, and that's what they want to do with this. So fine, that they can do that. But at the $150 price level, your choices are three ships that are out there, and they've been out there for a while.
They are lockbox or Lobby restricted ships.
We'll get to that here in a second. But they're old ships that have been out there for a while. A coupon for any 2 ships that are tier 6 that are not lockbox that are currently in the store right now. So that's stuff that's already out there, stuff that's been out there. Or the chance to skip the upgrade weekends and all that stuff and just max out your things 10 times. That's enough for a ship. That's a ship's worth of weapons plus a couple of consoles, right? And then a prize pack token for another ship of your choice. Another sort of gated ship, right? So if you get the choice of 3 of those, is $150 a good deal? My first impression is yeah, probably.
Oh, absolutely.
On pure math, yes, because
Yes.
if you had to buy keys or you bought keys to sell them to use the energy credits to buy the ships off the exchange, yes, it is a good deal.
It's a great deal for some of them. The Temporal Science Vessel and the Temporal Destroyer, you're getting 3 ships for 1 unlock. It's the same components. It's the same layout. It's the same bridge officer layout, but it's 3 different frames for 3 different characters. You can't do that with a lockbox or Lobby ship without buying it 3 times. Here, they're giving them to you for an unlock.
Right.
One price.
So out of this list of 6 selections, you could, in theory, pick a ship, pick yourself up 2 Zen Store Tier 6 100% coupons, and 1 Phoenix Prize Pack Epic token. right? That's ultimately what the mechanic of this is. You'll get a box with a ship, you'll get 2 Zen Store tokens, and an Epic Price token. That could be one of the various mixings that you could do with this menu, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
So here's kind of where the problem comes in. I mean, we think this could be a good deal, the $150 price point. It seems like that way. If those ships, the destroyer, the temporal ships, those are lockbox ships, yeah? Right?
Yeah,
Let's double
or
check
Lobby,
that.
I don't remember
No,
which,
the
but yes,
Temple
there you go.
Destroyer the Temple Destroyer is a Lobby ship. For
Okay, but
900
The
Temporal
temporal
Science
the
vessel,
temporal science vessels
I'm pretty sure, is a
are locked.
Lockbox ships.
Okay.
They're one or the other.
So the problem here is that they've kind of put a price on a lockbox ship, which
This is
is
not
sort
the
of
first
not a
time.
good idea. Well, but
This is not the
it's
first time.
But it's not a good idea, because the theory behind the lockboxes is you buy something and then maybe you get the prize. Everybody knows that people buy them for the chance to win the ships, but you get power-ups and experience point boosts and other things that are in there that are useful in the game for $1.25. But now they've sort of put a price tag on lockbox ships, which is that throws dirt on that argument.
Are you concerned that people will stop buying keys to open lockboxes? Is that what you're concerned with?
But my concern is twofold. Number one, if their business model is you need the whales to buy lots of keys and stuff to run the game, and that seems to be the way most MMOs go these days, and that's their business model. This is an opportunity for people to say, I'll just wait until they run the next great sale.
I see where you're going, but the thing is that there's so many ships and so many lockbox ships that I think they're starting to release some in various ways. Like, for instance, the old Jemadar scout ship, the tier 5 one, I think that's now available in the low-buy store, if I'm not mistaken, right?
But again, that's the second chance currency from the lockbox, which also has no value, which is the other argument I want to make about the low buy ships. But I mean, the second part of my problem is that you're getting kind of into the whole, it's not gambling because there's no monetary value to the thing that you're trying to get.
Right.
It's a ticky-tack sort of argument, but I have been able to say with a straight face to people that talk about lockbox mechanics, especially in Star Trek Online, that hey, it's gambling. No, it's not, because they don't put a strict monetary value on the thing that you might win. They're selling you the power-ups and stuff that you're going to get in the lockbox. You're gonna get those things, and you have the chance of winning something.
Right.
But this is they're heading towards that, and that I think is an argument for the people that want these things to go away.
Now, well, here's the other thing. So there's certainly a concern about putting a value on a product that technically could be considered a gambling device, but there's something bigger here, and I think we have to think about that also in terms of how we approach sales like this in a game. A game has to make money. There's no doubt about it, and for its value, $150 is not bad. Is I think better than the mega sale bundle in certain aspects, but we have to consider what's happening right now globally, right? And I think that this might have been an oversight from whoever is in charge over at Cryptic Studios. Players generally right now with these types of bundle sales are saying, we don't want the bundle sale, sell it to us individually. Just stop with these bundles and give me let me buy the item outright. I could see why that's not attractive from a sales perspective. Al Rivera explained that to us when he was last on, right? That mathematically they seem to be earning more selling these bundles than if they were to be selling them individually. However, with an unemployment rate reported by Forbes nearing 15% and could potentially reach depression level rates, and arguably Forbes is suggesting that it's more closer to 20, right? We're dealing with over 33 million people out of work right now because of COVID-19 who have filed for unemployment. In the United States alone, mind you. On top of that, you have landlords and property owners that are taking advantage of this and are predatory evicting people or thereof if there's no protection against that. And so you're asking for players to spend $150 on something. I just don't think that's a smart move to do right now. If you're going to try to generate revenue, it might be better in this scenario to attack it with, whatever the analogy you want to think of, 1,000 paper cuts, small little pieces, versus these massive bundles. I think right now people are hurting, and I don't know that many players are going to be able to afford this, no matter how handsome the bundle package is.
Well, I think you're right, but I also can't fault them for
running
their business as they run their business.
Yeah.
It's up to each individual player to determine whether they have the means or the desire to own this, and if they can't, don't buy it, and if nobody buys it, they'll come back with a better offer. And we've always said, vote with your wallets, and that's always proven to be the best way to get to accomplish a goal as far as what is available and what's not available. But I can't really fault them for this. I think it's an attractive offer on paper. COVID-19 set aside and the state of the economy set aside. It's just up to each person to determine whether they want it or whether they can do it.
And remember, this offer and things like it will survive the current crisis. And they may test it in this environment, and it may work and it may not, and that will inform future decision making. But this is, even back to my earlier argument, they're trying something here or doing something here that will have reverberations later on. If they're going to keep going down this road of maybe attaching monetary values to the lockbox ships, to having a conversion rate, however loosely connected from low buy to cash, even loosely connected, I think those are the sorts of things that they might want to be careful about. And maybe charging $150 for it prevents it from becoming a widespread problem, because not a lot of people are going to buy it. So there's not a lot of people who are going to raise a stink about it, maybe.
Does it make any difference to you, Tony, that it's actually valued at $300 with a 50% off temporary discount?
No, it doesn't matter what the dollar figure is. There's a conversion rate. Sure, there's a sale rate and a regular price rate, but you're still making connections, however tenuous, to arguably you're telling me that a Phoenix prize pack token is worth $50. Okay, how much dilithium is that? Well, there's a 1 in 200 chance of opening up a Phoenix prize pack, or 1 in 300. I don't know what the odds are, but there's some odds of that. You multiply that times the number of boxes you're supposed to get, times the hours you spend playing to earn dilithium, and you come up with a tenuous conversion rate of dollars to dilithium. So, and you do the same with the Lobi. You can do the same with the Zen. What I'm saying is that it's if you want to continue having the argument, and this is a good economics argument here too for the pandemic. If you're expecting people to buy keys to unlock these things, and that it costs somebody this much on average, but then you offer this and it costs somebody slightly less or more or whatever different, people start making these economic decisions. And if they're gonna gamble for it, and they'll spend $25 gambling on it, or they'll spend $150 and get it for sure. These are economic decisions, and I think if they want to continue to preserve that argument that lockboxes aren't gambling, they need to pump the brakes on specials like this.
Well, go ahead.
I think the most attractive thing about this bundle is the choice. Is that I think normally I might agree with you, Elijah, 100% if they were just throwing us like a bundle that had X, Y, and Z, and that's all you get. In this particular scenario, you get to choose from a limited selection of what you want. So it makes it more attractive, and I feel like people might think they're getting more of their money's worth because they're like, oh, you know what? I really need, I missed that event ship, so I really need an epic token. Or, you know what? I've had my eye on 2 ships in the Zen store. I could do that also. And you know what? I'll throw in the tech upgrades to level up my gear on top of that. So I feel like there's the a la carte style. I feel like it's a much more attractive, and it feels more valuable than it might really be.
Well, that brings us to our next. Okay. Well, that brings us to our community question for Star Trek Online. Are you interested in the new Muds Market bundle? If so, what menu option? If so, what 3 items are you thinking about selecting? Let us know in the comments.
What meal do you want?
Yeah, really, that's what I was thinking about. It's like, what McDonald's value meal do you want? If so, what 3 options will you choose? Of course, let us know in the comments section on our website, on social media, or email us at incoming@priority1pod. Of course, we want to hear from you, so let us know what you think on our website, priority1podcast.com, our social media pages, or just email us, incoming@priority1podcast.com.
Advisory Panda in chat. If so, what is wrong with you?
What, is this all old stuff, or?
No, that's new.
I think this is an update as to how much they raised.
Yes,
This was announced earlier today, I think. Who's host?
Oh,
It's a
Tony.
mediocre movie.
Hunter.
Well, we've already covered Star Trek Online's charity fundraiser for Pop Culture Hero Coalition and United Way Bay Area, but it's worth mentioning a couple of updates tweeted this week to the game's Twitter account. First, they've restocked the $10 bundle, so if you've missed out before, now's your chance. Second, the tweet declared that the Groupies bundles have raised nearly $110,000 for the 2 charities. So big congratulations to Star Trek Online and Neverwinter and to its players for their efforts. It should be their players. So big congratulations to Star Trek Online, Neverwinter, and their players for those efforts.
Anthony, why don't you do... And in other gaming news...
For those of you who play Star Trek Timelines, you have 2 events to participate in as of May 14th. The Caregivers event features special crew members Amanda Grayson and the Bashirs. There's also a hybrid event whose first phase is a faction event featuring displaced Gabriel Burnham, Delta Flyer Kim, and Tuskegee Mayweather, along with pilot crew.
No, this is all... Didn't we...
That was in here last week. I don't know if that's still ongoing because
No,
May
no,
14th was just a couple of days ago.
No, let's just cut it. Let's cut it. All right.
Okay.
Well,
want me
that
to
wraps
sweep
up
that?
Star Trek Online news for this week. Now, let's open hailing frequencies and see what's incoming.
I'm so
Never mind.
confused.
So are we, Anthony.
that's
So are we. It's
We
very
still have to
confusing.
record feedback before we record stuff that's...
Never mind.
I know,
Forget it.
but
Yes,
he's
everybody
trying
hit
to
stop.
record a
Everybody hit
sweep.
stop. I was trying to record
a sweep that he doesn't want people to hear.
Oh, I gotcha.
He hasn't been drinking nearly enough.
I haven't
think
been
that's
drinking at
what-
all.
Yeah, I'm not drinking tonight either.
Your brain's not lubricated. That's the problem.
Somebody took too many.
By the way, William in
So
Facebook
sweet.
chat, thank you for... It's good to be back, even though it's for a week, maybe 2. I don't know.
Two.
Maybe-
Yeah,
maybe
yeah, you're
more.
showing up next week.
Maybe
Oh, yeah.
maybe more if Tony keeps going.
Yeah, maybe I'll. Oh, that's right. That's right. I'll be Legacy Tony again.
I'm,
I'll get
not,
our
I'm
title
really
back.
not. I'm really not in the mood
found
right
his
now.
out.
I'm just not in the mood to deal with another position shifting. Please,
Their host
I need a break. I need a break from this. Please. So consider yourselves stuck.
Wonder what Winters is doing. Is he busy? Wonder what
I'm going
Winters
to
is
hit.
doing.
Are we ready for feedback?
No,
Sorry,
give me.
yeah.
Sorry,
Quintus.
I'm saving.
Okay.
I'm saving. Stuff.
Winters.
Quintus.
Please remind me that I need to record that sweep. Otherwise,
I will.
Elijah,
remind
don't
you.
We
forget
will
to
remind
record
you
that
to
week.
record this
you're
week.
not. I'm just
Okay,
gonna
I'm ready.
I also am ready.
Great.
I'll be ready now.
All right, I'm going to hit the big red button for feedback in 3, 2, 1. This is Elijah, feedback, sync 1.
This is Anthony, feedback, sync 2.
This is Tony, feedback, sync 3.
This is Skiffy, feedback, sync 4. Jason
Feedback.
Smith says he can't hear anyone. I don't know how old that
It's
is.
fixed. There's a delay.
Okay.
All right, feedback in 3, 2. Well, captains, hailing frequencies are open, and we're ready to receive all of your incoming messages.
Last week, our first community question was, do you believe the rumor that Jake Cannavale will be the next Kirk? Do you like the casting or prefer someone else?
From Twitter, @Jake Teskey writes in and says, I hope not. How about the writers for Strange New Worlds establish a new crew and characters to go with... characters to go. From Twitter, @Jake Teskey writes in and says, I hope not. How about the writers for Strange New Worlds establish a new crew and characters to go with Pike, Spock, and Number 1?
I have a hard time believing that they would not do some sort of, like, not crossover, but a little cameo or a little moment with Kirk. Hopefully they'll treat it better than what they did with Number 1, and he's not just eating a sandwich. But I don't know. Maybe I don't. I think it would do well for fan service if they do it properly.
And it'll be one episode.
Yeah,
Because it's episodic, right? It's going to be episodic.
Just one.
He'll be a
just
guest star for
cross
one
paths.
episode.
As long as
Yeah.
they do it better than the most recent Ghostbusters movie.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's it's not Kirk driving a taxi cab. Like I don't give me that. Give us some fan service. Sure, let Kirk make an appearance, but do it well. Do it better than what you did with Number 1 in the season. I'm not talking about short treks. I'm talking about actually within the season.
From Facebook, Ron Kinney writes, oh joy, another Star Trek prequel we don't need.
I don't know, Ron. I don't know, Ron.
I think this is the Star Trek prequel we do need.
I agree.
Has he not heard the Gospel of Enterprise Season 4?
No, he's
Let me share the good news about the Enterprise Season 4 and how it's some of the best Trek ever filmed. Star Trek prequels can be well done.
Tony, I agree with you. I think season 4
Amen, brother.
Enterprise is one of the best seasons of Star Trek.
Besides,
Except for the
this is not
first 2
prequel we
episodes and the
need.
last episode.
Amen. Amen. Preach it, brother. Woo! Exactly. Amen.
Besides, this is not the prequel we need. It's the prequel we deserve.
We deserve.
And it's the prequel us fans asked for and
asked for it.
giving us.
Yes.
Everybody hit stop. All right.
Were we? There was no response to the other community question?
There was
Okay.
no response. No. Nope.
And
Apparently
now,
nobody liked the new Kinnemer map.
oh crap! I named it wrong.
Oh gosh! Please tell me that's not a sad state. Well, there probably is a sad state of the KDF players. Is that a? Am I reading too much into the fact that there was no feedback on that?
I think you're reading into it, yeah.
I don't know. Uh-oh. What did I just do?
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Now I'm good.
I realized we didn't cover the cutscene that they released on Saturday.
Yeah, no, Shane asked me about it, and I said if
Okay.
there's nothing new about it, if there's nothing like wow about it, we can be a little more selective about covering those.
I mean, it was cool, but it wasn't like amazing.
Right.
not
and like what
news,
we're gonna say
right?
about it. Oh, there was no audio.
It
looked
was.
good.
I would say it was cool, but it wasn't amazing.
Well, there you go. You said it for our live audience.
Just for you.
That's
Just
the
for you.
in-depth analysis people tune into the live show for. That's
Thank you, Bob.
amazing,
And now,
cool
sports.
in here.
And now closing.
I brought a
No, we
diary.
can't do closing.
I brought a.
what?
We can't do. We
We can't do closing and intro until you've taken us offline, and you have to.
Oh
record us.
yeah, we can't do closing. That's right. All right. Well then, captains, that wraps up our live broadcast recording for episode 461 of Priority One, a Roddenberry Star Trek podcast. Don't forget that you can check us out over at podcast.roddenberry.com. and subscribe to all of our friends over at the Roddenberry Podcast Network. Also, you didn't hear me talk about Patreon, but check us out over at patreon.com/priority1 and consider becoming a patron. Right now, we're going through that's not what I wanted. Right now, we're going through a selective recap of all the worst episodes of Trek, and I assure you it is delightfully colorful with
So
no
far,
editing.
We've covered Sub Rosa and
Yep.
we covered Threshold.
And tonight
And
we're
then
doing...
it's up to our patrons to vote on what they want to hear for next, right?
Well, tonight, I forgot to
Tonight.
Tonight we're doing and lead... What is it? Lead...
And the children shall lead.
And the children shall lead.
Yeah.
So that's what we're
Was
talking
I
about
supposed to
tonight.
watch
We'll
that?
go
Because
over.
I didn't watch that.
And Tony is
I didn't
doing
get
a
that
whole other Patreon podcast about Discovery Season 1 because in his opinion it's
I am.
Trek ever.
We should, yes.
I am. I am.
All
Wait,
right.
have we even put a Discovery episode in the
Because-
mix
No,
yet?
because we
Because
covered
none
What,
of them
all of them?
because none of them belong there. That's why.
The problem with
I
Discovery-
see your statement and I raise you the mud time traveling episode. All right, I see you and I raised you.
Classic Trek.
The problem with putting Discovery and Picard in the running is that you can't take one episode as a slice of a story and remove it and say, now review this as its own standalone story.
Yeah, that's true. That's a
That's
good
like
point,
taking
yeah.
Lord of the Rings and saying, oh, you take the second
I didn't
one
like.
and tell me.
Yeah, I didn't like the second hour of Two Towers. It was slow and boring. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point. Yeah.
I fall asleep every time during that movie.
See, you know what I'm talking about.
That and The Godfather. I've never seen The Godfather because I fall asleep in the first 30 minutes.
The thing that keeps me awake in the second hour of Two Towers is the Rohan theme. It's beautiful.
Yeah. You wait for the horns. Yeah. There you go.
Yes.
All right, captains, thank you for joining us. And don't forget that we have scheduled to have a very special guest on the show for this week. And I won't say anything more than that. I will say this. They have been on screen. In Star Trek.
Not
On screen, our segment that we
just
do?
stop.
On screen?
Not
It's
in a-
scheduled, but you don't say anything about it till it's in the can. When it's in
Shut
the
up.
can,
I
then
didn't
you talk
say
about
anything.
it.
Excuse you. I know how to tease. I'm teasing. It's a marketing attempt.
You are
Anthony Hunter.
We're is it one of us? We're all on screen right now. Like I
Oh.
see you. Toadie's right there. It's like a Brady
Skiffy's
Bunch.
right here. Over here.
You guys suck. All right, good night, everybody.
Yeah.
Take care. Until next time. Bye.
why do I suck?
Thanks for
Gonna-
filling
he
in,
was good.
He
He was good this week.
He was good this week.
He's
He
Bobby.
behaved.
Bobby was awesome.
It's
Behave.
Mega Maid. She's got.
Maybe I'll be back next week.
Maybe.
He will.
All right, good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Command codes verified. Priority 1 message from Starfleet coming in on secured channel.